Hello, Perfect Death here, and I'm bringing Oxygen Not Included. This one is going to actually receive a DLC soon, so I'm just currently revisiting it. I probably will pick up the DLC because it looks like it's bringing in some really cool new features to it. So this is a colony builder style game, and with the new DLC they'll change some of the stuff with how the maps work. And currently you start off on basically a rock that has a different biome type style on it, and there's different challenges that you'll face when you pick these different biomes. So for example, this one is, it'll give you some examples of what it has. This one, for example, is really hot. Same with this one, I think it is. But you can see there's also some other little features that it can have with it as well. I'll probably just go for the normal Terra one just to show off some of the starting things, because things will change with the DLC starting biome. They add a new one, which is pretty interesting. So a big part of this game is figuring out how to adapt to all the different challenges that you'll face, because gradually you will run out of resources, and there's various different ways that you deal with them, and a lot of the times it will change based on your map. So at the start you start off with 3 duplicants. That's what these guys are called, duplicants, and you can kind of do some re-rolling. You can sort of choose whether you want somebody more specialized in it. For example, if I want someone who's a good digger, then I can do that, and it'll re-roll with a priority given on digging stats. And so this one's a combo of digging and building. That one's just full. And this one here, if I pick him, he won't be able to cook, and he will have an increased morale bonus from foods, which is actually not too bad. Let's see, I probably want... Do I want a builder? Maybe. This one could be neat. A combo of building and science. And then let's go for a farmer. Or do I want to go for rancher, actually? Maybe. There we go. And give you a name. You can go from there. So, at the start of the game, kind of look around at what your starting biome is. Since this is a Terra biome, then you will get this thing where there's lots of sandstone, there's solid algae, there's solid oxalate, usually copper, dirt. And as for some of the plants and things like that, you can get shine bugs. These generate light, and generally when you ranch them, they're only really useful for producing light. They don't generate heat for doing that, which is kind of nice. And you'll have some things like bristle blossoms, for example. These require light. They need oxygen, polluted oxygen, or CO2 in the air, and a certain air pressure and a certain temperature. And when these grow, they will be harvestable for food, and they'll release a floral scent that will usually help a duplicant out. And then there's some other ones like mealwood. This one's a lot less picky about things like temperature and that, but it will produce a lower quality food that you can harvest out of it. And then muckroot, these are single use food sources. So as you go along, you will start off with, oxalate, which will eventually dissolve into the air, and that will give you oxygen, which you guys need to breathe. But eventually this will run out, and just like with the food, you'll need to figure out how to produce your own. In this starting biome, you generally do that with all this algae. There will actually be a thing that you can build which will convert the algae into oxygen in through some way. There's actually two things for that, but for now, let's see, G is dig. So I'm going to dig my way into here for that. I'll want to figure out how to set my base layout. Different gases will change differently. The carbon dioxide, for example, is heavier than oxygen, so it will usually settle itself down. As it goes along, every square will have different amounts of gases in them. And so you can see down here, there's all of this carbon dioxide, and so my duplicates will produce it. Burning coal for power will produce carbon dioxide, and that will be another challenge that you got to figure out. So you'll usually want to have like a pit for your CO2 to go down into when you're setting up your base. And let's see. One of the first things I will for sure want to do will be an outhouse. And I'm just thinking, where do I want that? Because I definitely don't really want it inside the big carbon dioxide pit. This will be a good spot for the CO2 pit down here, so that the CO2 will just run off, and I will want to dig out this area, so having an area down here for the CO2 would be useful. So, base ladder. I'm just trying to think where I should start my ladder app. I think right about here would be good. And I'll actually set up the outhouses over here. Or do I want to have it on the same level? I think I'll have it on the same level here. So let's build a floor for it. Now, generally when you do things like ladders and you know, main arteries here, you want to make them wider. Part of that is for gas flow. It'll let because the gas, you can't mix two different gases in one tile. So in order for air to flow better through the base, I'll want at least a 2 or 3 wide access points here. And cots. Yeah, I'll probably want to set up their bed somewhere too. And soon enough I'll be able to set up my research as well, which will be this guy here. So probably look at setting that up somewhere else. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be useful over here. So there we go, I got a pit for all my CO2. This is the oxygen diffuser. It will use up electricity and it will generate oxygen. And they'll have like a manual generator where a duplicate will run on it and it will produce me some power from doing that. And let's see. I think I'll convert this to floor just because I will need, I'll like to get the copper. So they have their outhouse. This I will want to move into my CO2 pit as well, because that will preserve the food. Currently it's just nutrient bars, which don't really go bad too quickly. but some of the foods here will. I think it's... trying to remember. Where are you? Weird. But yeah, let's get this set up. I'm gonna want to. Let's get that. Yeah. And the wire. And then floor. They're having dinner time. There's things like schedules, and so currently they're in downtime. And they weren't able to get a bed done for poor Nails, so he's gonna move a little slower because he'll have a debuff from not sleeping in a bed. So once this gets set up, I'll be able to, let's see, priorities. You're my digger, you're a rancher, you're a builder and a researcher. There we go. Now, I don't see any hatches. Sometimes you'll find them in these spots here, buried in the underground. They're another type of animal that'll roam around. Tile going. Now, as you progress along, there will be these other little biomes in the area that you'll find. So, they'll have different challenges. For example, a slime biome here. You can see in this, there's all this slime. And it says that there's a slime lung germ inside of it. So, there's actually a view up here for the germ overlay. And you can see that there's slime lung in here, and slime lung will carry itself around in the air. It survives in CO2 and polluted oxygen, and it reduces your duplicant's health when they breathe it in. So when you get to this area, you gotta be a little careful. Either have enough health care stuff so that the slime lung doesn't really bother you too much, or you get suits so that you can go in and there's no problem with encountering the slime lung, and then you get chlorine or something like that and you can kill off the germs. Currently I've got some food poisoning going around because when they use the bathrooms and there's no sinks, they will produce should probably have built a wash basin there, so let's just deconstruct that. And actually, let's deconstruct that one. We'll go get 2 of these. Oh, that disabled it. Deconstruct. Because generally, you will want 2 so that when they do go by here, I'll make it so that they only use it when they go left. I don't have water, actually, so that will... I need to get some water set up, so that'll be good over here. Pitcher pump. I generally don't like downward angles, because if a duplicant has an accident where they pee themselves, then that germy water might go in here, which might be a problem. So I guess I could set up something like this here so that they have to climb up and over. This way they'll be able to pump their water out, and then they can put the water into here. They also need water here for this. And here's the science stuff you can research. I probably want to start with basic farming. These two techs first, I think. That way I can start getting the food set up. This would be a little water catch in case any germy water comes from around here. Oh. And he fell in. Let's go and make you a ladder so you can get out. Or else you'll drown. But there you go. So this is going to trap a little bit of carbon dioxide. Now where is the food storage bin? I guess I don't have it. Weird. Maybe it's something I gotta research. Oh yeah, you do have to research it. It's right here. This will give me the Algae Terrarium, which is another way of generating oxygen. It will convert CO2 into oxygen. And it uses a little bit of algae when it does that, so... I think I should get a door for that setup because these shine bugs are going to produce light in here, and that's going to wake the dupes up. They're not going to be too happy about that. So I need to get this done. I think what's happening is they use the bathroom, they go eat, and they put germs all over everything. Uh-oh. Surface germs. As long as it doesn't get in the water. I mean, clean water doesn't produce, it doesn't let the germs replicate. So I think it's just germs on the surface. And then they're working on that one next. This one here is a farm tile, and that one will need pumped water, which would be something further down here for me to get to. So... gradually just research everything. Does not have a ration box. I guess I could put it here. Probably put the algae terrariums down here. Let's just put 2 down there for now. And I will eventually do something where I will automatically water them because they need a little bit of water and stuff like that. So compost, dirt. Yeah, let's put that over here. And eventually this will charge up and it will let you choose something. So I can either get a critter here This guy will produce lumps of slime. He'll inhale polluted oxygen, produce slime. So I don't really have any use for him right now. There's no polluted oxygen, and I don't really have a way of dealing with the slime. So we can look at getting another type of dupe. Maybe I should just go for this guy. What do I want? This guy here. Yeah, let's go for him. I'll get an extra digger. So that just means get an extra thing here. And I was going to set up my food area. 2, 3, 4. Now this will make this into a room. I think I might want to set up something like a water lock for storage. So to do that, you get a water emptier there. And then where is my storage bin? There we go. This way I can have something to store the sort of stuff that off-gases polluted oxygen and other things, because if you have a little bit of water in the storage bin, it will stop things from off-gassing, which is nice to do, so that you don't end up with a problem down the line. Alright, I want... Yeah, I think I'm going to need to get the upgraded science building here. So right now polluted dirt will produce polluted oxygen, but then there's some other stuff that will produce nastier things. Like bleachstone, this will produce chlorine, which is useful for disinfecting stuff, but you kind of want to decide where it goes. So let's have that auto bottle into this spot. So they'll pop some water out, and then they'll head over here, and boop. There you go, so that should put some stuff in there. Let's, where is it? I think it's in organic, yeah, polluted dirt, for sure I want polluted dirt in there. And farm tile, do I want a farm tile yet? For sure I want something to start growing these guys over here. So I think I will want that in this area. That way I can start planting some mealwood, which is what's down here. Okay. Yeah, let's deconstruct that. I don't need it there anymore. As you can see, this is actually starting to convert this, this carbon dioxide. do anything there yet. Well, that's because this is only 3 high. Whoops. No wonder everything was out of line. Okay. Yeah, they're not happy because I think their food's germy. That's my guess. But this is sterile. So if there's germs in here, the germs aren't gonna, or the food's not gonna spoil if it goes for too long. I have duplicate skills. You are my digger. Oh yeah, but it's only this guy who actually has a skill. What are you? Yeah, there we go. I want mealwood here. I can plant blossom seeds, but they need a more picky environment, so I'll just set that up. Now eventually you will get to some pretty crazy things. Let's see. Sweepy, this is an automatic cleaning robot. You get to automatic mining. There's a bunch of automated stuff. Steam turbines are really useful. They convert basically the heat. They take heat out of steam and generate that into power, which is actually really useful for cooling your base down later on, because eventually all of your stuff will produce heat and you'll end up with so much heat production that you'll eventually cook your base out. So right now everything's just a nice 23. I'm gonna run out of oxygen soon, so I should probably set something up to produce some oxygen. Because right now, as I grow my base outwards, the oxygen is gonna run out. I've already burnt up all of the oxalate here. Oh, there's a hatch. These guys are neat because they will eat things on the ground and they will turn that into coal. So I'm gonna need storage. Let's just make a bunch of storage. This will be generic storage for junk. That way I can try to clean up some of this stuff so that the hatch doesn't eat all of it. He is useful for generating a lot of coal. So if I go to my research, I can go to this ranching thing over here if I wanted to. But I don't quite have everything set up for that. So let's see, what did I get? I got the supercomputer. Uproot that, please. Gimme supercomputer. Boom. Eventually you'll find some other problems as well, like your power. There's actually a limit to how much wattage a wire can run, and this wire is a limit of 1000 watts. And then you can get some wires like the ones over here that have way more wattage that they can run through themselves. And yeah, let's just use that to go down here. Cancel this. That way I can get to some of these mealwoods. Let's uproot you. I don't actually need you. And yeah, these aren't gonna grow anytime soon. Now what do I have? Another duplicate with skills. Catalina. She is a builder and a science person, so science. Oh yeah, and when they can get a hat when they gain skills. So there you go. Go get a hat. Yay. Catalina's gonna go get a hat. Maybe. Oh, she's going to the bathroom. Uh-oh. Oh, they put too much water into that. I thought they weren't going to. Oh, polluted water. How'd that get in there? Did someone pee themselves? I think somebody peed themselves. Or did they? Because that would be full of germs. That's weird. Where'd they get the polluted water then? Oh, must have been from here. Oh yeah, because I have this enabled for everything. So, whoops. Whoopsies. Uh-oh. So that's gonna eventually off-gas into polluted oxygen. Yeah, too much for the mop up. Now then this. Yeah, let's just do that, algae, and seeds. And then copy the settings to everything. There we go. And then sweep it all up. There we go, we're in a new area. Auto harvest that. Crystal blossoms. I can also dig all the way down here as well. Eventually I'll probably set up, because I do have the ability to make coal generators at a certain point. So then, with all my coal, I'll probably set up a coal power plant somewhere around here, and then that'll produce CO2, and then the CO2 I can have go down to get eaten by the algae terrariums. See this guy right here? Basically like build them like around here, or maybe further down, because this will generate heat. So it could have an area around here for him. And a water cooler. So let's see, are you a room? You are a mess hall. Oh, and, oh, I don't need that. Ah. Look at skill. You. Digging. Go get a hat. And then you are my rancher. To get to that, I have to do farming, so. I know you're a farmer. Oh, and we can get a new blueprint. So we can get oxalite. We can get this guy who's an operator and a supplier. Suit wearing. I don't really need the oxalite. This guy will be pretty good because he's got the supplying and stuff like that, so he doesn't build. But yeah, I kind of eventually you'll need somebody who can operate machinery and who can clean up for you. So priority. So the new one is really good at supplying and storing things and operating and tidying. And then let's see, who is my ear digger? There we go. So you can see they're starting to put stuff into these supply bins over here. If I wanted to clean that up, I could. Let's see. More research. I got the advanced science thingy now, so there's a couple of things that you can do, like especially if you get automation and smart batteries. I definitely need to work on getting the pump and over to the filtration here. Once I get this, I can easily run the bathrooms and then process the waste from the bathrooms and water that we can actually reuse. So I think that'll be a good one to go to. When I get to that, I'll definitely need power as well. So and around the time I get the power, that's when, come on, sweep. When I get around to generating power, that's when I'll want to get some other things as well, like, let's see, nothing down here really. But yeah, like the smart battery, for example, I definitely want once I can get the power. I can also work at getting the ranching set up, because then I can start breeding hatches, and then they'll produce coal, and then that'll feed the coal power plants. It's got a wood burner. I don't have any wood. That's for another biome, actually. There's another biome that starts off with a lot of wood. Oh yeah, I have 5. I have 5 duplicants, so I should build another cot. And another table. And somebody leveled up. You. You are the operator and the supplier. Yeah, can make you the supplier. There we go. Carry more stuff. And this is almost full. That's kind of why you want multiple of these. But I think I'll call this video here. That'll be a bit of a look. This, you can get pretty crazy with this. Eventually you will dig up to where space is and you can launch rockets off, as that's kind of like the late game sustainability. As you go way down here, you can build rockets of various kinds. You come up with all kinds of crazy ways of processing and refining things. But at the start, you're pretty simple. Get oxygen, get food, but eventually your resources here will run out, and you have to figure out how to go. Like, you'll eventually run out of algae, so then you generate a lot of your oxygen by processing water into hydrogen or oxygen. Because there's some spots that you can find some geysers. Like right here, this geyser will produce natural gas. There's also a geyser down here that's buried away. This, you can harvest the gas and you can burn in a natural gas generator. Which, where are you? Probably. Yeah, this one here. It produces CO2 and polluted water. So, I think I canceled my, there we go. Yeah, it'll produce polluted water. So this is actually a source of oxygen in a weird way. Then there's also, there's like lava volcanoes that'll produce different kinds of metals and things like that. There's also ones that just generate you water. Could be polluted water, could be brine, things like that. So you can see I have another one up here. And yeah, I do have somebody who can who can dig the granite here. Eventually, I'll need to level up my duplicant skills some more so they can dig through like abyssallite. This stuff is really insulating, so it will actually hold back heat quite a bit. There's a really cold biome over in this direction. It might actually be the geyser. This might be like a really cold geyser. So you can go around and you can explore, find some pretty neat things. The DLC will add different maps that you can jump to and explore, which makes things a bit more interesting there. And let's see, I don't think I have any other noticeable crazy things that I've found yet, unless I, went and explored like off to the side over here, which I'll probably do. Let's see if I can find anything weird and crazy. Got some more oxygen being produced that way. Solid fertilizer. Got some more research done. I can get some cooking ready. I'd probably want that as cooking instead. Because yeah, eating raw meal lice, they're not going to be too happy about it. I can process it into mush bars, which is a little better. Consumes water. So I might end up looking at making this into like a food production place. So I want room for like a sink here. So then you can do like a you can do a musher here. And that will need power. Ventilation, I got a gas filter. Water cooler, I do need to create something for the dupes to boost their morale so they can hang out and chat together. Alright, ooh, here we go. Keep going. What do we got way over here? Polluted oxygen. Got a couple of spots full of water at least. So I'm not too worried about running out of water. Let's uproot that. We can probably dig down. Okay, there is another sort of slime biome over here. And then a ladder to go all the way down here. That. I don't need the tutorials. Oh, there we go. There's a dust cap and a buddy bud. I think this one, yeah, it's just a nice looking plant. This is food, though it does want carbon dioxide and darkness, and you have to fertilize it. Slime, which makes it a bit tricky to do because slime. You got Paku here. This is a fish, likes to swim around. Good source of food. Though often you actually use them to like produce eggs, because eggs give you lime, and lime you use for making steel. And there's this guy, you can see him, he's breathing the polluted oxygen and he's gonna poop out slime. There are some variations of these that you can raise. This, for example, he can evolve into something that produces oxalate instead of slime by breathing in oxygen. Insufficient oxygen production. Yeah, this is gonna off gas. Yeah, eventually I want to be able to process this stuff into actual clean water, which is why I was researching like the liquid pump and some of the different things there. So if I go into research, I'm currently researching the sieve, which will change polluted water to clean water. And then you can get things like liquid reserves and stuff like that. So I'll definitely call it that for now. This is oxygen not included. Oh, maybe make another video whenever I hit whenever the DLC hits. We'll see. Take care.